Good morning, sir.
Morning, my brother.
So it is very nice to see you at the Supreme Court today.
Thank you.
Now you can see how things are so far progressing, and we just had the Femi Bajabiamila and Nihu Ribadu working. You are also of the APC, and what are you expecting, and what is your message to Nigerians who are watching you live now?
As a Nigerian, most importantly, what I pray to God for our democracy to continue, that our 24 years, there should be addition, so that from one regime to the other, the people will elect leaders of the choice, and that it continues, because democracy has its own fine dividends. One is freedom, one is prosperity, one is peace and unity of any country, which dictatorship does not enhance.
Mhm.
So if you have freedom, you can exercise your inalienable rights and your talents. So that's why I'm also happy with the opposition, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, P2B, and others, for following the democratic route. They did not, in their own vein, say that they will resort to self-help. So for following the democratic process, I have to thank them immensely. For the outcome, it depends on my Lord Justice of the Supreme Court.
Mm.
They have the facts, they have the law in their hands. So I will believe in their decision, because we cannot decide for them.
Yeah.
We can't decide for them.
So while we are talking, we just had Oseloka Obaze.
We're here.
We're
here.
Ambassador. No, hit me too much, Ambassador. See, you don't drag my hand. Sorry, sir. So,
So,
yeah.
I'm happy that Nigeria is progressing from one election to the other. Nobody will doubt that from 1999 to date, that there are no improvements made. For those improvements, I thank the Nigerian people. I thank Almighty God.
Sorry, but you just mentioned about improvement, but many Nigerians would actually disagree with you that the 2023 election wasn't necessarily what Nigerians were promised. I mean, we had promises of having an electronic transmission, which eventually, from the argument in the Supreme at the appeal court appears to be, oh, INEC had the right to decide how they will conduct the election, which is a total departure from what they were promised to Nigerians. And Nigerians are saying, especially the young ones, because we speak to them, we are on the street, and they're saying, if this is how election is going to be conducted moving forward, that they will stay away because they do not see any reason why they should engage, and probably their right and their will not be reflected on the outcome.
I don't think they are correct. You don't travel the baby with the bathwater. Yes, there might be some flaws, but that does not mean to tell me today that we are over 10 governors who ordinarily, if they say they want to go to the Senate, it is a conclusive matter, could not win their constituencies.
Mm.
And you tell me the election had not improved. I wouldn't say so. We are an Okada rider defeated an incumbent federal house member, and today is a member of the federal house already.
And therein, exactly what you said, therein lies why the young Nigerians are saying this seemed to them to be a compromise system, because the National Assembly, the Senate that happened on the same day had no glitches, but the presidential appeared to be, it wasn't glitch free. So based on that, they are saying, yes, I agree, because in your state of Enugu, we saw where a sitting governor, couldn't.
It's not only Enugu.
It's
spread across the country.
Exactly, and we had a former governor.
It happened in several states.
Exactly,
and don't forget as well that I'm appealing to the youth, because I was once a youth. We are doing this kind of shouting after the 1983 presidential elections.
Yeah.
And the election, the democracy slipped off hand. Did we profit?
So what you are in
Did
essence
anybody
saying,
tell you that the American people for over 200 and something years elected Donald Trump? What did they do? They voted for the next 4 years and voted him out. If you stampede democracy, you stampede it out of the system, and you have dictatorship, which is not as good as democracy we have already.
okay, that's a fine argument. But before I let you go, I watched one of your interview on Arise TV. I believe if I'm not mistaken, that was the last interview you granted to Arise TV, wherein you made a case of, against Atiku, that or rather PDP, for not giving the Southeast the presidency, if I'm correct. That was your position.
No, my position is basically that the PDP has a constitution. And under Section 7 of that constitution is expressly stated that power should be rotated between North and South for the peace, unity of our dear country. And that it is a convention as well that started in 1999. And His Excellency Atiku Abubakar was a beneficiary of that convention of rotation of president from North to South. Otherwise, if Umaru Shinkafi, he was also wealthy, Dr. Olusegun Saraki was also wealthy, Abubakar Rimi had all his capacity to bid, but they all willingly in 1999 buried their personal ambitions and allowed Southerners to contest. The outcome was that Chief Obasanjo became a candidate, Olufaya became a candidate, and Atiku benefited from that enterprise. And in 2014, he walked out of Eagle Square against Jonathan. That Jonathan was breaching the zoning convention, that it was the turn of the North. Pay attention.
Yes.
And joined us in APC and came third in the primaries and went back to PDP. And luckily for him, in 2018, presidential primary of the PDP, he was given no Southerner aspirant participated in the PDP primaries in Port Harcourt, which was hosted by Wike. Atiku emerged. Now, when it was the turn of the South, to start with, I'm not particular. If you had given any Southerner, it could have been a case. But to zero it, the Southeast, PDP owns the Southeast. That's what I'm saying.
So in this case, but one would have expected that you Alhaji Ganduje, Alhaji Ganduje, walking in now, the former governor of Kano State, just walking and